class, welcome to today's reading lesson. This week, we start a new unit. So we're learning about completely new things. So our big idea has changed. Now we are going to be thinking about what can you find out when you explore. So it only makes sense that our theme for this whole unit is Let's Explore. This week, we're going to start with come and explore with tools we use. So our question is, how do tools help us explore? Now, first off, let's stop. What does explore mean? You explore when you go out to the woods and look around at different plants you've never seen. You explore when you go to a new place. Okay, so exploring is looking at new things and gathering details or information about new things. Okay, so what tools do we use and how do they help us explore? Let's look at this picture. So I see a little girl with something in her hand looking at, it looks like a spider web. What could she be using to explore this spider web? This is called a magnifying glass. So a magnifying glass helps you look at something closer. So she's really looking at the details of that spider web. So that's a tool we use to look at things closer. Now we're going to explore, there's that word again, different tools this whole week. All right? So let's first read a short story. What we're going to read today is called The Handiest Things in the World. So the word handiest means it's very helpful. So it helps us do things, okay? So the handiest things in the world. So I see on the cover, remember good readers, look at the pictures. I see on the cover a little boy holding a butterfly with his hands. Now I wonder what else he'll do with his hands in this book. Let's get reading. The handiest things in the world. Let me zoom in if I can. Maybe. All right. Of all the handy things there are, I'm having trouble seeing. Of all the handy things there are, the hand itself is best by far. To grab, to hold, to pull, or twist, the hand itself is the handiest. But other things are handy too. Just look around, you'll see it's true. Which things are the handiest for you? Depends on what you need to do. The things I want to show you here, things old and new, from far and near, they all came from a simple plan. The hand is where they all began. So here's a little hand. So they're saying something handiest, so very helpful, could be your hand. That's pretty cool. Mealtime happens every day. Keep your fingers clean this way. So what are they using their hands for? Here they're using their hand to eat. You can eat just with your hand. But also here they're saying keep your fingers clean by using chopsticks. So chopsticks are a way you can eat. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Add, subtract, then add again. So how are they using their hands in this picture? We can count on our fingers. 1, 2, well, we put them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or we could use our hands to use a calculator and add. 2 wet hands can hold and pour. This will pour a whole lot more. So here they're using their hands to get water for a plant, but you can also use your hands to get a watering can. Raindrops falling from the sky. This will help to keep you dry. So you could cover your head with your hands, but an umbrella would cover a lot better. Wish I might, wish I may, sweep this dusty stuff away. I don't think I would want to dust with my hands, so a broom is very helpful. Handmade shade for squinty eyes. This will help with the sunny skies. So you can use your hand to block the sun, or you can use a tool, which is a hat, to block the sun. Digging in and scooping down, let's move lots of dirt around. So here's how we can use our hands to dig dirt, but a tool we could use is a shovel. Tidy is the way to be. This will help enormously. Whoa, that was a huge word. Enormously. Can you say that word? Enormously. Enormously means very, very big. So huge. So that means it will help so much to use a comb to brush your hair instead of your fingers. Flip a hand to make a breeze. So like this is what he's doing. Push more air with one of these. So she's using a fan. Tap in rhythm, keep the beat. Work with these and make some heat. You can drum with your hands, or the tool for drumming is called a drumstick. What's the width or length or height? This thing always gets it right. So we could measure with our hands, and measuring is to see how big something is, or how long it is, or how wide it is. So he's using his fingers over here, but this guy's got a ruler. So rulers help us measure. That's another tool. Sticky fingers make a mess. Mixers make the mess much less. You could mix food with your hands, but that's a little germy and messy. So a mixer is a tool in the kitchen we use. Waves will wash these words away. Write this way and the words will stay. So we can write with our finger, or we can write with a pencil or crayon or pen. Many years have come and gone. Let me zoom in. Our hands keep working on, and as the future years unfold, new handy tools will grip or hold. Whatever we may need to do, one fact remains forever and true. For sharing love and tenderness, the hand itself is the handiest. So they're holding hands. What did we get from that story? Remember, we're learning about tools that help us explore. Tools that are handy in this story. So the handiest thing of all, they're saying, is our hands. Handiest hand. Our hands are tools that we can use every day. Remember last week we learned about our senses. So we're feeling with our hands. We feel and do things with our hands all day long. Let's look back at a couple of these pages. They told us about so many tools in here. So let's go back to ones we didn't really point out. All right, so here we can use our hands to eat. But remember, they showed us a tool we can eat with. They use chopsticks. What's a tool we use all the time to eat? Would be a fork or a spoon or a knife. Chopsticks are just another one of those tools. And let's look at this page. So we can use our hands to cup water. Our hands hold water pretty well. But a tool we can use to hold water is to get a cup or a bucket or a watering can. All right, so remember those tools when you're doing things that you could have done with your hands, but we have tools to help us do them. And that is super cool in our world. All right, we will come back to that tomorrow too, but let's go ahead and get to our letter for this week. First, I want to review what we've already learned. So the first letter we're reviewing is M. Let's do our letter word sound with M. Map. Remember, our lips are pressed together. Okay? M, map, All right, the next letter we're going to practice, let's do A. Remember, A, our mouth is a smile almost. A, apple, A, apple, All right, and last week, the sound that sounds like a snake, S, sun, ready? S, sun, S. All right, so this week we're going to learn about this letter. It looks like it has a stick and then kind of a hump coming out. This is letter P. Say P. Here's uppercase, and lowercase p. And what do you think this picture is? It's an instrument you play with your fingers. Fun fact, Miss Goen used to play this. This is a piano. And the sound we hear at the beginning of piano is p, p. Okay, we're kind of pushing out of our lips the p sound. So watch me with me by yourself our letter word sound. P, piano, p. With me, P, piano, p. By yourself. All right, so listen to these words and repeat because they all begin with our p sound, right? Ready? Pig, pie, pin. Those all start with this sound, p, p. Okay, so we'll practice that the rest of the week. Let's look at how we write our P with our fun little stories that go along. So right here we've got a penguin, p, p, penguin, and listen how we write our letter P. Down the penguin's back, then around his head, feed him some fish so he will be fed. So we make our straight line down the penguin and then a circle around his head. And that is how we make the uppercase P. Remember, uppercase P's touch that top line. All uppercase letters do. All right? So now let's look at our lowercase. And what do you think this is a picture of? Pumpkin. So it says, down the vine, around the pumpkin you go. Water the pumpkin and watch it grow. So we draw that same straight line and then around the pumpkin to make our lowercase p. This is one of our worm line friends. So remember, when we're writing on lined paper, we have our skyline up here with clouds. We have our dotted plane line. Planes fly right here. Then we have our grass line. And then below our grass is where worms are. So all the way down here, we have our worm line. And P, lowercase, is one of those worm line friends. So they go all the way down here. All right? Okay, and last thing we're going to do is learn a new sight word this week. And we've already learned this letter. It is our one-letter sight word, another one-letter sight word, A. Would you please take your finger out and we're going to skywrite A, okay? A. Pretty easy. One-letter sight word. A doesn't sound like the sound we learned for A couple weeks ago. We learned A, apple, ah. But we don't say ah for our sight word A. We say its name, A, just like the letter A. All right, so it doesn't make that ah sound. So what I want you to listen for, I'm going to say a sentence and listen for that sight word. Ready? I am a teacher. I am a teacher. Notice that A was in the sentence and so was am. Am also has A at the beginning, but they make two different sounds. So don't get confused with the A sound we already learned. This is different. This is a sight word A, and it makes the sound of its name. All right? Good luck, guys. Today you will have some workbook pages to do and activities on wonders. So have a great day. I know you guys can do awesome today. All right? Bye.